history living in your aquarium. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you. Oh, wow, we already have a super chat before I've even done nothing. I did not do nothing. Brought to you by me. Nobody's paid me. All right, guys. How's it going? How are we doing today? Buy a nano fish with stripes. Nigel, thank you so much, my friend. And Mary Page, $1.49. Thank you so much, my dear. Very, very, very much appreciated. And also, I did buy some new fish, so we'll have those to look at. But today, I want to go over 10 fish that I think have really cool personalities, that are really, you can anthropomorphize a lot of things. Like, you can say that bettas have a big personality, and they do. I don't really consider them nano fish. They're a little bit too big, but they're on the edge, and, you can get one that's super mean and hunts down everything. I've had one that learned to eat snails. When pea puffers would crack them, it would go and steal them and eat the inside. I've had some that are totally peaceful and only eat live food. I've had others that only eat flake. So there's personality. Some swim all over, some just chill. So some of that's personality, some of it's maybe genetics and how they're feeling and how they're kept and all that. But what I want to go over today are the ones that I think most of them are smart for their... Relatively speaking, they're smart. They tend to be predators. Not all of them are, but they tend to be. And I'm going to save you the suspense and actually just tell you what all 10 are. And then we'll look at them, because I have all but maybe 2 of them in my collection because I love them. They're some of my favorite fish. Mridgel, thank you so much for being a awesome mod, and really I appreciate it, sir. Geek Boy, 40 Years Fish, PJ Cole, what's going on? Deborah, hello. Nigel, of course, hello. And Mary, of course. Third Coast Aquatics, hello, hello. Connie, BJ Palmer, Mr. Gromby, bring me a dream. Daniel Keeping Fish, what's going on? Isabel, hello. Let's see here. All right. Oh, my fish was in a weird position. Jess, what's going on? How's it going? Aristotle, Berserk Gorilla, Angling Aquatics, the other Tiffany, Baits and Genetics, welcome, welcome. Rice Water, Daniel Kim, what's up? Yeah, Crocodile Toothpick will not be in this one. I think that was covered by Aquarium Co-op, though. Dragon Lair, hey buddy, how's it going? Let's see here. Betsy, hello. Welcome. It's so good to see you. So happy to see you. Craig, hello. And let's see here. I guess I could go on saying hello, but we will get into things in a moment here. Comment allez-vous, Isabel? Ow! There's a board on the floor and I just tripped over it. J-Rad, what's up? So let me just tell you what they are, okay? Because I know people are like, Alex, just get to the point. But then we'll go into details about why they're on the list. So, here they come. Comme ci, comme ça. No, très bien, très bien. Let's see here. So, in no particular order, really, I've got male endlers. They're a common one, but I love them. Samurai gouramis, which I just got some. They're a type of chocolate gourami. Stiphodons in general, but if I had to pick one, I'd probably say either the riffle goby or that neon blue or neon gold gobies. They're very, very active and funny, and a lot of these fish kind of act like puppies in my mind. Like they're just cute. They pile up with each other and they kind of cuddle in a pile together, and they are inquisitive. They turn their heads. They're able to articulate. their bodies a bit more. So maybe that I'm biased towards that, you know, when they have eyes and bodies that can move and you know, their visage, they can kind of do that. They have eyes that you know, open rather than I don't know, trout where it's just a big eye. Like puffers can kind of like rotate them and kind of like have them go in or out and stuff. So makes them look different. Number 4, the Scarlet Battists. Number 5, this one, okay, this one's debatable. It's not really a nano fish. It's a smaller fish. But the Panda Gara. Those things, you put your hand in the tank, and most of the time they will come to you, and they will actually like eat the dead skin and oil off your hands. But it just feels funny. I mean, they come and they clean your hands. It's just very cool. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm on live chat for sure. Lizard catfish are number 6. Number 7 are Pseudomygills. And not just any Pseudomygills. I like Pseudomygill luminatus in particular just because they're really pretty. Also the Gertrude, Pseudomygill Gertrude is a good one because they can color up. But when you just watch two males going at it, they are so cool to watch spin around. It's like West Side Story. And almost like the knife fight where they tape up their hand together and they have the switchblade. Pseudomygills and thread fins and signifers and a lot of different what do you call it, blue eyes or rainbow fish, I guess, small rainbow fish are, you know, they're very intense in the way that they display the males, and they transform. I mean, you're like, where did that fin come from? Where did that color come from? And so, yeah, they're definitely on the list. Now, number 8 was another one. I know 2 of these are a little bit like, I don't know if that counts, so I'll throw in a few others. But number 8 is going to be Apistogramas, and honestly, I don't think it matters a ton what they are. They're just fun. They raise their babies. They have a whole mating thing. They clean up their burrow. They shift sand from place to place. They shift sand when they eat. So they just have so many different behaviors, and they're just so complex in the way that they function that I think they're a really fun one. The next would be number 9, and that's the pea puffer, which I'm sure a lot of you figured would be on here because the pea puffers are just, I mean, they hunt. You can see what they're thinking about. You can watch their eyes scan. I mean, at night, they sleep in a hierarchy. So the alpha males generally in the area that can see it, like can see the whole tank from their corner and their perch. And then the subdominant males will be below them, and the females will be below them in a safer spot, kind of in a corner or... but they kind of rest on leaves. And I mean, just things like that just fascinate me when you have fish that do things and you just keep watching them, and you can watch them for an hour and they do things that you don't expect. You know, they come up to one another. Apistos, for instance, they've found that, you know, I've always wondered, how does the female, when she's got like 20 or 30 babies in tow, she'll just come out and she'll do a scan to see if anybody's around. And if there's nobody around, she'll then give some sort of signal, and we're like, how does that work? Fish aren't talking. That the babies can go ahead, that the babies are free to kind of scatter out about, you know, this big, like 6 inches in all directions from her. And then when there's danger present, or if anything startles them, they'll come back together and hide usually. And then the mom or the dad will kind of come around and round them up. And different species do that a little differently. Like different Apistos, Crebensis do that too. They're even bigger than Apistos. German rams too. They're kind of in between that Apisto size and the crib size. But and Bolivian rams. But they'd all be on the list if they were smaller, for sure. So number 10 is going to be my favorite fish that I have, I think, which would be Panda Loaches. They stole my heart years ago. They're subtropic fish. They are just so inquisitive. You know, you put something in the tank and they like a tool to like work on rescaping, and like they'll come to it and they'll check it out, and then you know they'll come and they'll see that your hand is really what's moving it, and they'll kind of come up to your hand, and then like at night they usually sleep in a pile, and in the day they do different things. They dig for worms, and then they clean also. They eat planaria. So I mean, between all their different little mannerisms, and then they're also just stinking cute. So we'll take a look at these fish. And then the other one I was going to include, but I mean, it doesn't fit on the top 10, but since some of these are bigger, Corydora habrosus and the reed tetra, or ember tetra too. Any combo of those three fish, they'll all school together. They happen in the wild, and they school together, and they're just beautiful. A reed tetra, usually you can get them for $1 or $2 a piece. They're just so underrated, but if you grow them out for about 2 years, they get these beautiful white streamers on them, and they actually have like an iridescent bluish turquoise color to them. I love them, and then they school very, very tightly. They'll school even in a 20 long. You can get them to school. Another fish that I would put on here, if we had to pick one, just so that you guys have a full 10, so I'm not lying, would be the ruby tetra. And the ruby tetra is in a lot of my tanks. I just put 3 to 5 of them in there, which I know that sounds like, oh, just 5. Well, they need a little bit of, let's see here. Oh yeah, you like the Histatus, Corey, passionate fruit. Yeah, I like the habrosus, I think. They're my favorite ones. The Histatus, though, definitely is another great one. I mean, that and the pygmy one. The pygmy one, the habrosus and the Histatus, they're all three of those are great fish. But the reed tetra, the ember tetra, and the habrosus or Histatus, they'll all school together. And they'll swim in midwater. The cories tend to stay lower. And if you have angelfish like I do, or gouramis, or something bigger up in the mid to upper level, you'll see that they hang out lower usually, or they'll stay in the planted area. Right now my fish room is a bit of a mess, but there definitely is some progress in there. Let me know if I start cutting out on you. Sorry guys, I also have like terrible hives from we had to sweep out and clean. Final sweep was today of the old place, so hopefully I can get back to making videos and spending more time on the research and that stuff for you guys. I kind of had to put a pin in that for now. So I wanted to say a couple things. Today there's a new code for aquatic arts. That's History Secret 15. No spaces, all caps. And that will get you 15% off Secret History. Secret History. That's my channel. We'll get you Aquatic Arts. So I'm going to be pairing up. Obviously, I pair up with them and work with them a lot. And I think I'm going to probably order, I don't know, $100 or $200 worth of fish. And I don't know for sure yet. We'll find out this afternoon. But I think they'll probably send me another $100 or $200 worth of fish for free, or cover shipping and maybe give me one species for free. I don't know what's going to happen. I'll tell you guys how it shakes out. I'll try to be transparent on that. But yet again, if you use that History Secret 15, you can get the full 15% off your entire order of living stuff, plants and animals. And they've got some cool stuff right now. They've got least killifish. They've got, they've just got, you can go check it out. They've got some unusual stuff. And today they posted more. So there's a lot of good stuff from them on there that hopefully I'm going to be getting a hold of some of it too soon. And then we'll have some more species spotlights also when I get those things, as well as... I don't know, we'll probably be doing a giveaway also. Like, we'll probably be doing some gift cards and then also some free shipping or something like that. But I've kind of decided that they're the one. Obviously, if I buy fish somewhere or from a local breeder, I'm gonna let you guys know who it was, just in case you're curious. But for the most part, the old code, by the way, yeah, Meridial, good call. The old code is no longer active. Too many browser bots were using it and on people's plugins, and so they want to be able to tell if it's you guys from my channel. And you can always drop them an email too and just say, hey, came over from Secret History, and let them know, if you want to, because I like to show them that we are a buying power, that, I'm the only influencer that they're using right now, and they've grown with me as a channel. I've grown with them as a company. They put a lot of their money and time into, conservation and tanks in the classroom and buying from the hobby at large, which I think is incredibly important. And I love the wet spot. You can say I like Aquarium Co-op, a lot of their products and things, but they just don't buy at high price, from like local fish keepers that much. I mean, Aquarium Co-op buys from Dean and a few other people who breed locally, but I mean, it has to be the price of what something would be from Indonesia, or around. Whereas Aquarium or Aquatic Arts, they'll buy a rare Cory or a Pisto or Plecos that are bred locally for a fair cash money price or credit. That's a third of whatever the retail is. So I like that. They're going to be spawning and breeding all their shrimp in the U.S. is their goal by the end of next year again. So definitely that's big news. They're going to work on their own lines and things like that. They just got a whole bunch of space to expand. So in any case, that's why, there's a million reasons why I like to work with them. I'm the only person right now working with them. That may change in the future. They're getting bigger. But yeah, so if you want to use the code, if you want to check out what aquaticarts.com has, it's History Secret. It used to be Secret History, but it's History Secret, all caps, no spaces, 15. And that gets you 15% off. And then a percentage of that, so basically the commission that I could have got from that sort of thing, I like to put towards the giveaways. So whether we did that, we used to be twice a year, we'd do big ones. I think we might try for a little while to do more like monthly. We'll give, 5 gift cards for $50 or $100 or something away. I don't know what it'll be, but whatever the number is, it depends on how many of you are using the codes. And their code will change every 3 months will be the new standard, but just check with my newest videos. It'll always be in the description. I'll just keep doing it. The old description might be there right now, but once it uploads, like it has a default when I live stream of what was typed in, and I haven't changed that yet just because I haven't been on my actual desktop. I've just been doing it on the phone in desktop mode, but that doesn't actually let you, whatever. It's YouTube setting thing. But yeah, so there's that. And I think that it's just a good organization and business that I like supporting. So there's that. The other thing that I wanted to say, and then we'll start looking at fish. If anybody has any questions or they need any help with anything, just let me know also, as it is a live stream. And who did I see? Oh, Danikin and Ginger Graves snuck in here too. How's it going? And Richie, what's up? Good to see everyone. Master Black, what's up? Very good to see all your smiling avatars. Xanadu also. Kathy Kirkham also. Suzanne, hello. W. Merriam. Good to see you guys. So welcome one and all. Meridial is the ringmaster, if you, as it were. He is the lion tamer of the chat of this live stream. He can wrangle cats like none other. And I appreciate that, buddy. And also Betsy, so good to see you. I hope you and your Salukis are doing great. All right, so let's see here. The next thing I want to talk about, and I feel like I'm pacing, so let's sit down for a moment. Let's have a fireside chat, even though there's no fire. So, how many of you guys like to read? Well, in the description, there should be a link. It's the first link. I haven't ever done this, and like I said last time, it makes me feel a little bit sellout-y or a little bit too much of a used car salesman. No offense to anybody who sells used cars. You know the stereotype, though. And hello, Jeff's Tanks. But I am trying to supplement, yet again, Audible. Supplement my income with Audible. And I like Audible because if you haven't tried it before, or even if you have, if it's been long enough, you can try it for free. So I think it'll ask for your info, your PayPal or credit card. But for 30 days, it's free. You can download 2 books, and it's books that are read to you. It's always changing what books they have, but I mean, they had Dragon Behind the Glass, which is an incredible book on arowanas and the underworld, the black market arowana industry, and guy was murdered in Taiwan over them. His store was raided by organized crime, essentially. And then there's another one on, there's another book on koi. There's stuff by Albert Klee, who does toy fish. There's the Wallstad method. And so if you're stuck in traffic or you're doing your water changes, it's a sponsor that I feel like works really good. And I am just trying in our new house. We have some new bills and things like that, and it's super exciting. But I just wanted to be transparent with you guys that I'm trying to think of ways to help monetize the channel so that I can do this full time, so that I can put out 2 live streams a week and 2 good videos a week is the goal, and any other content for members and things. So the memberships also, it's only $1.99, and you get access to a lot of my source material for my live streams and outlines from videos, as well as if I know about a sale or something going on, I'll try to always pass that on in the community tab and make posts about it. Also, if you're local to me, you can get fish and things like that. So, all right, now let's get back to the fish. And also, I saw a super chat. Isabel! Mon ami! Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and that. All right, let's hop right in here. So, what do we want to look at first? And the Audible thing, like I said, just cancel it. I still get, I think it's $3, just if anybody signs up. And if you have an Amazon Prime account or Amazon, they already have all your info. So you're not turning over any info. They don't, so it's basically just a way to help out. So a lot of people say, I just don't have the money right now, but I want to make a donation to the channel, or I want to help out. So it's kind of a way that I get a quote-unquote bounty. And so it's a way that people, if you want to help out, it passes me a couple bucks. And if you stay signed up for it, then I think I get $6 or $7 or something with the way it's going right now. But in any case, enough about that. Just wanted to throw that out there, that's why that's there. And the link's going to be in the description. And it'll probably be there for a while. Unless everybody hates it, then of course I'll stop. And I'll try not to waste too much time. But, alright, let's get back to those fish. Okay, so, you guys all know what an endler or a guppy looks like. But let's flip this around. And right now, a nano fish. In that the males stay small. This is a smaller species of guppy or strain. Thank you so much for the ice cream cone, Mary. I appreciate it. It's very adorable also. But yeah, you can just see that they follow each other. The males pester the females. That's not the nicest thing, but they're beautiful colors. They come in a million varieties. They have babies easily. They're easy to spawn. And they have live birth, which is also really interesting. So they definitely make my list. Oh, by the way, I got some new pencil fish. These guys were only $2. I just did water changes. Also, I'll promise I'll clean the glass tonight. And so in the future, the glasses on all these things will be clean. It's just been nuts around here lately. You know, CPDs I think are interesting and beautiful, but they just don't, they don't have the personality that I love. But the Stiphodons do. Look at this right here. This is a beautiful, and right up here, is she gonna go? Oh, there we go. Beautiful blue cobalt Stiphodon there. And kind of shy, but they just move really interestingly. And they use their front little flippers, their fins, their pectoral fins, like almost like arms. Like they'll sit sometimes with them kind of folded, and they can perch with just their head poking out of a hole or a burrow or a cave. But that's definitely, I mean, and they come in a lot of varieties. We'll look at some other ones in the other room too, but they're definitely on the list for a reason, as are the Apistos. So these are full-grown Apistos here. And just so you can see for size, I mean, here's my pinky in the tank. They're pretty small, this one. This is a Panduro or Pandarini. Whoa, Eve Howard, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We got a $20 super chat, or is that Australian dollars? Thank you so much. Stiphodons, they technically say they are not shrimp safe when you read about them. However, I've had them with shrimp in a lot of tanks and never had a problem. They have very small mouths. If they do eat shrimp, it's the babies. Like the newborn baby shrimp might be an issue. But other than that, no. I have never had an issue with them eating shrimp. And again, Apistos, I mean, they like their cave. They like to sift sand and different substrates. They color up and change colors all the time. From Tasmania, down under. Well, welcome. It's good to have you here. But again, look at this. Just hanging out. It's nibbling on algae. They eat algae, which is another plus. But they also have this little dewlap, which is a throat pouch. And they expand it like a frog or a lizard or an anole does. See that? And it's just cool looking. They just have a lot of personality. Plus, they can turn their head and rotate their eyes. And it's just great. But yeah. So, wow, we got another super chat already. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Alan, Fish Room Fund, buddy. You know, here's your white powder Logonandra Boldi right here. It made the journey. At least one did. We've got the Logonandra Pink, which, as you can tell, apparently is not happy with me at the moment. Man, I don't even see it right now. It's like melted into a million pieces. The tuber's still okay. It'll probably come back. By the way, look at this Malawi Shrimp. It's so different colored than all the rest. It colored up super dark reddish brown. And I've been following this one. Oh, well, I scared it away. But I've been following that one for a while because it just keeps getting darker and darker. And they do that. I mean, I know it wasn't a surprise that they do that, but they're pretty when they do. These Bickford pencil fish are also very nice looking. I don't know why my camera is not focusing whatsoever today, but it's not. But yeah. Yeah, they look like anoles, don't they? The little Stiphodons. So, moving on. And also cribs, you know, they're good if you need something a little bigger or want something a little bigger. Cribs, these are albino ones, but they're a great substitute for the Apistos. But just Apistos are great. Look at the Stiphodon again. I'm trying, it keeps running away. But here's what I was talking about, where they stand on their little front, on their pectoral fins. It's just fun to watch them perch, and they eat algae from really like precarious positions that are hard to get to. And then they contort their body around all sorts of crazy places and will burrow into, in between rocks, just like you're like, how in the heck did it get in there? Unfortunately, they don't really spawn well in captivity, so that bit is a bummer. Let's move into the fish room. Let me know if I lose anybody service-wise, and pardon, obviously, the mess. I'm literally building this up as we speak, and also it's humid in here. I need to put the dehumidifier in here, the humidifier in here. Also, new in the fish room is I've gotten some, where are they? I got some thread fins. I'm a little worried. Come on. I don't know if it's a heater burn or what's going on, but I see a white patch where there's 3 scales missing on her. So I'm a little worried about that guppy, but needless to say. So here are the Pseudomygills that I really like. The yellow one, the furcadas, are a good one too. The fork-tail ones. But these guys are great too. The luminatus, let's get them to come out. The orange ones, as it were. They're just really cool. There's another Stiphodon back there. And we'll see if we can get any Stiphodons to come out in here too. But let's see here. Here comes the luminatus up there. I mean, just a beautiful fish, but also just really incredible to watch when the males pair off and start doing their spinning and their fighting, basically. It's like theatrical fighting. Hello, the Dawn. Welcome. And Brenda. It's me. Hello. Blue Ice Aquatics. Hello. Yeah, I'm not set up yet in these tanks. Like, they're not re-scaped yet, but they're, I'll get there soon. Also, these lizard whiptail catfish, they are one that I hadn't kept until this year, but I adore them. Look at them. They all hang out on leaves that are near their color. And it's really interesting. They don't stray that far from that. I mean, they'll make a little journey if there's food or something, but for the most part, they hang out right in this lily all day or on a crypt that's the same color or whatever. And they are just such a different looking fish. I mean, they're just so unique looking. I also got some anchor catfish, which I'll try to do an episode on. But they're teeny. They're only like half an inch full grown. And these guys, compared to my finger, I mean, you can see they're pretty small too. And these are full grown now. Of course, I just smudged the one that we can see well. And it's not even that well. But they just have interesting markings and interesting little barbels. And they turn colors as their mood changes. If they're excited about food, they do that also. So they're just a fun fish to have. I like them. I got them from Aquatic Arts, as it turns out. And they were a little pricey. I think they were like $15 or something. But man, I'm so happy I have them. They've been pretty hardy too. I mean, all these fish survived moves, which says something about them. And then all the Malawi Shrimp are hanging out in here too. So, yeah, but we've got several fish that I love in here. Also the endlers in here. The other endlers hanging out back here, of course, are another beautiful fish. But if we shine a light on them, let's see here. You can see the male endlers are just stunning. There's more females than males in this tank, finally. But I don't know why nothing's focusing well. Like the fine focus is just awful. Let's try. There is humidity in here, but I don't think that's it. But I mean, look at these guys. They're beautiful. They dance for the females. I love them. I need to get that guy out. He is not up to par. He's cool looking. He's got a weird blue midsection, but he's not the prototype of this line that I've worked on for years. So, yeah, but awesome for sure. An awesome fish. Comes in a lot of varieties. That's kind of my point. These ones are more natural. Also, I got some Gambusia in here. They're hanging out. And yeah, so we won't see them, but they're here. And also, those are the reed tetras down there. Kitty tetras also pretty similar, and they will school together too. But these reed tetras, I mean, they're just my favorite. I think I'm gonna get more and put them in their own tank. But you can see their finnage really comes to life. The males have these long barbels underneath their I don't know what you'd call it. Their I guess it's their pectoral fins. But they're pretty, they school well, and I don't know if you can see the iridescent blue that I'm talking about, but they have it just wonderfully in this tank since they've been exposed to some natural light. They're just really pretty. And they can hold their own with pretty big fish that are kind of mean. You can kind of see the blue from this angle if I don't focus. But they also will school with all the cories down here. So they're a good one. This tank still needs work, but I'm going to try to breed these border loaches here, the inlay ones, and these barbs. Those are also on the breeding project list. But we've got the Panda Gara right here, cruising around. So I think they should be called rainbow garas personally. But, I mean, just another really cool fish, and they'll come to your hand oftentimes. I don't know if we'll do it right now. We can try. Let's see. He's scared. But if you get them, I'd have a group of them. They're a lot more dynamic if so. And then Stiphodon. This is a lipstick goby, which is not a Stiphodon, but you can kind of see what I was talking about with the ability to have their head up like that. All gobies kind of do this. They can shift their eyes, and they can shift their mouth and their throat, and it just gives them this personality that you just don't get in other fish, really. Gudgeon's kind of somewhat, but look at that. I mean, they're just interesting, and sometimes they'll do it over and over and over, and other times they just do it for a second. So yeah, they're interesting. Also, the downer news on the black parts on this Tetra here, on these are lemon Tetras that have red eyes. They are coming up on 4 years old now, but I mean, man, they're beautiful in this fresh water with water changes and like 20 TDS or whatever it is right now. Man, they just glow. They just glow. And yeah, darters are really similar to gobies for sure. But they're just glowing. But that black is actually an internal cancer that spreads along their spinal column and then goes onto their nervous system, kind of like shingles does in humans. But you can see it forms these little plaques that start to form all up their spine and then at different points. So that's a bummer, but I mean, 5 years, it is a fairly good run for a smaller fish. I mean, I'm not gonna harp on it. So the other thing in this fish room, I've got 2 10s set aside here for breeding. Let's see here. Kevin says, just in curiosity, black or white gravel for orange neocaridina? I would do black. Black makes their color more intense, usually, which gives you an idea of how vivid they can be. It may not be how vivid they are in someone you seldom use tank, but it's how vivid they can be. So I just set up this tank. This is going to be the new Pseudomygill tank, I think. I'm really tempted to plant and put substrates in here, but I think I'm going to keep it epiphytic plants and rhizome plants and moss and the manzanita, and just do put a power head in and kind of make it a Borneo hill stream loach kind of, or hill stream tank kind of thing. These are rhabdocentris, but they'll go with Pacific blue eyes or I mean, they're great fish. So you've seen those colored up in my species profile probably, but yeah, they're a good one. And yeah, that tank was set up last night. The filter's been on another tank that's fully filtered for months now, and so it's ready to go, which is nice. Also, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this 40, so that's exciting. And then I've got a spare breeder with marbles here. I've got some shrimp tanks up here, shrimp tank here. This is my, speaking of stray endlers and random endlers, this is my random endler and white cloud, and there's some Corey's in here. No heat, no filter. I know the glass is dirty. Sorry, guys. And in here is the Scarlet Battists. There is females and males, and right now they're going nuts because they do that all day. The male thinks that there's another male in his tank, which is just his reflection. So he's in this charging at windmills, you know, delusion all day long. Hey, Bob, welcome. Good to see you, Bob Kaler. Kaler's Aquatics. But yes, Scarlet Battists, they color up great. They're really interesting. They're little micro predators, just like pea puffers, which I don't have to show you, unfortunately. But I mean, they're just, they color up so well, and they're just, they're fun to watch because, yet again, you can like see what their little mind is plotting, kind of, and you feel like I know what you're up to. You're not sneaky. So here's yet again some more. Let's zoom back out. Some more endlers. These ones I really like too. Man, this camera, I need to get a new camera or something. I don't know what's going on. But here we are, the Samurai Chocolate, or Valencia Gourami, sometimes called Rainbow Chocolate Gourami. I mean, they have a bunch of different names. But I just got these the other day. I got them for about 10 bucks each at a local store. And in the right light, they just have beautiful iridescence, but they look black and white until they get that special ray of light. And they've got a cool lateral line marking that makes them look 3D. They kind of got that African leaf fish or bush fish look to them. They're just really cool. The females, instead of the males, color up. And I've had other chocolate gouramis, but just not this subspecies or species. And they're eating all the planaria in this tank really well, which is just great. Love it. So they're welcome to stay as long as they like. And then again, we've got more Apistos in here. This is a Borellii, I think. Wasn't that what it was? Yes, Borellii, female. And again, just a range of colors and patterns, and that changes with their mood also. So I just love them. But look at Shrimp Pride Rock. It's just, se Kenya, brevissima, se benya, or whatever they say in Lion King. That the shrimp on top is like Simba? Not Simba. Whatever his dad's name was. The big lion. The Lion King. Yeah, him. Okay, so then we've got the Panda Loaches. Panda Loaches, today they're going to be a little bit boring because it's midday. And what do Panda Loaches do midday? They all just hang out on rocks together and kind of lightly graze on biofilm. Mufasa, yes. And they do that. And the other nice thing about them, they don't touch the shrimp. The hands off the shrimp zone. And I love that about them. They also, on the glass, you can see that, come on, focus. Well, they zip around, and they can turn their head independent of their body a bit too. So yet again, they've kind of got this cool little, I don't know, bendy head, like Gumby. and they just hang out, and they're totally peaceful. They're really low maintenance once you get your tank dialed in. They're a little expensive, and these are adults, and these are from the northern drainage of where they occur in southern China. And so these ones actually keep their color a lot better than some of the others that turn like a really yellowish buttercream color. The white does, and then they get like really cross hatched, and the black turns into like a brown or orange almost sometimes, or gray. These ones, they're gonna stay like this pretty much, and they still have the cute little white nose, and if anything, they kind of look like an elongated orca. So, yeah, the Gouramis, they do need acidic water. Supposedly neutral water, as long as the TDS is fairly low, is okay for them. But in the wild, they live in peat bogs in Indonesia and Borneo. And they are, does Aquatic Arts have Panda Loaches right now? Crazy if they do. Those things are hard to find. Sometimes they go for up to 30 or 40 bucks a piece at stores. They're also not going to be allowed to be collected probably in the near future, because they're going to dam part of the river that it's on. There's already one dam on that river, and then also it's not allowed. You're not supposed to legally collect from there, but right now the Chinese government's kind of looking the other way, and there's enough of them. Oh, it's sold out. Okay. Yeah, they sell out of those things so quick on there. But if you want something, you can sign up for an email and it'll alert you. The Gouramis are samurai Gouramis, or what are VAL wait Vailantis, Valentius Gouramis. I always think Valentino or Valencia, but it's Valentia, I guess, or Valentia. I don't know how to say it. I'll get it right someday. But you can see, actually, right now, they're actually turning red. But they'll turn full-on rainbow colors from from those earth tones. And I've got 4 in here. You're going to want a group of them. They get about 1.5 to 2 inches, so these are already full grown. These are wild caught ones. And the really cool thing, I mean, they're eating planaria, which is great. This tank had way too many planaria, but that's a male right there with the white throat. And they are mouth brooders, which makes them even more interesting. If you guys have ever kept mouth brooders, you know they're really a cool thing to watch. The babies all go into their mouth. Here's the Luminatus. Pseudomygill again, another Pseudomygill again. But really pretty fish, and available. I mean, you can find them now. They used to be really hard to find in the hobby, but now they're getting more popular. And again, look at the lizard cats. Panda loaches are supposed to need very high flow and oxygenated water. However, if they have a very low TDS and you keep them cooler, the water holds a lot more oxygen per gallon, or whatever, per milliliter, however you want to measure it. And so they don't need like a power head all the time. But I do have an air stone and a sponge filter, and then sometimes I will put a power head in there for them. They do thrive in that, and that's where they would spawn normally. Now, here's another Pseudomygill. This is a real skinny, or not a Pseudomygill, Stiphodon. This is a skinny neon blue one. This is a male, and he's got the orange fins, and then he's blue on the rest of him. So they're striped, I guess horizontally, you'd kind of call it, like a tube sock, whereas the females have pinstripes down their side, if we can find one. I don't know, they're in here somewhere. But, so this is kind of what's going on. Also, so we've kind of gone through the list now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but I figured right now, this room, there's heaters in each of the tanks, but the heaters are, the heater heats up the tank, and that acts as a heat sink to the in that saying, it keeps the whole room at temperature without the heaters even being on. Like, they just kind of hold the heat for the room. My Madaka rice fish are there, and then also Sergio's still crooked. I don't know if he's getting better or he's kind of just staying the same crookedness. He's pretty crooked right here, but he's eating and flirting and spawning. So yeah, I need to, obviously there's bags and buckets and towels and stuff all over in this room, but I was just trying to figure out if I want to do 20 long and then a 10, like, because if I face a 10 this way, it feels like a waste. But of course with the loaches, I really want to see them. With the rimless tank, I really want to see it. So if I get another rimless tank, it fits perfectly on this rack. So I might try to do that. They're just so pricey. But that would look cool to do like a single aquascape across 2 rimless tanks and have 36 gallons or 38 gallons. And then up top, these aren't going to really be here. I'm going to switch them out for, I don't know where. But those will all be shrimp tanks up there, 5s and 2.5s. And just like I've got the extra 20 long right here, I can have a show tank or an aquascape here, and then behind it have the other one. So I have not waded in the neighbor's pond yet, but I'm very tempted. And by the way, I just feel like I clear stuff and my wife brings more stuff. I got the samurai gouramis from my local fish store called The Fish Store. Go figure. But they did have them at Aquatic Arts a while back, listed as chocolate gourami or brilliant chocolate gouramis or something like that. They go by 4 or 5 different names in the hobby. Also, it's been freezing every night, and I did a little experiment. Freezing every night, and the rice fish, I put one out here to see how it would do about 5 days ago. It is thriving. I mean, this thing's darting all over, and it's just doing great. And, you know, I love the view at my old place of the city and the skyline and everything. But, I mean, it's just nice to have a view of my yard, you know. And I've got a 55 here, I hope. Hello from Okinawa, Japan. Well, hello. Welcome. What I want to do in this 55, I kind of want to build a rack system, maybe up against this wall outside of the fish room. But I kind of want to do either sunfish or pumpkin seed fish or, I don't know, sticklebacks with sand, and like allow them to be their full crazy selves with making their little ring nests and stuff. And then the other thing I need to figure out is, yeah, flagfish are great too out there. But right now it's still freezing temperatures, so I'm going to probably try to play with some, darters, shiners, things like that. We've got speckled daces and things like that too. The other thing I might do is add an RO system here and then pump that through. I don't really need to do RO other than getting rid of the chlorine. That's kind of the main thing. I could do a liquid auto doser type machine also, I suppose, but I don't know. But yeah, the definitely all my water changes have always gone towards our plants. And so I want to continue that and put like a soaker hose. Look at this Pleco, by the way. He's got a brown something that he's had since he was born on the center of his head. It's perfectly round. And yes, I still know somebody who breeds beta macrostomas. I don't know if he's shipping, but I will ask him. I'll get a hold of him for sure. Yeah, my buddy Chase has some for sure. So we'll find out. I'll find out for you and let you know if all else fails. There's that Stiphodon, a beautiful cobalt blue from Aquatic Arts again. Just, man, I just can't get over how bright they are. If you can get low TDS in their tank, they're just so beautiful. Now, here's another one that it's hard to even see that it's a fish. But these are called anchor catfish. These are from India and Pakistan and Bangladesh. They kind of span the Himalayan foothills. And really hard to see. Come on. I guess it's just not going to find focus for me. Great. But it looks like an anchor. You can see the front of its head. It's got these big pectoral fins and then a little dorsal fin and a tail that comes back to there and this clear spot on it. But they're real interesting. Let's poke it so it moves so you guys can see what it looks like more than without the focus. Guess I'll have to buy a new phone or camera. I don't know what's going on with this thing. But these guys are just a really cool fish in that they can live in really pretty cool waters. Like something like 15 degrees Celsius or I guess 50 degrees, 55, 60, they can withstand. They ideally they live in about 64 degree Fahrenheit water most of the year. But yeah, I mean they're just really a cool fish. Also my Nanochromis paralus is he's all colorful right now. And the female is still, like, I don't know why they don't spawn, but they're not spawning, but I wish they would. And also my leopard frog plecos have been just out all the time. And the cribs made this giant pile. It doesn't look that giant on camera, but it's probably 6 inches tall of substrate. No idea what spurred them to do that, why they are making a nest. The albino cribs did it. And I don't know, maybe the Nanochromis helped them too. And then the other thing is, because I'm not using this filter busted, the canister filter, so I got a bunch of these, like for 15 bucks a piece when they're normally 60, online at petco.com. They're called the Tetra Whisper IQ 60. They're good for up to 60 gallons, up to 75 actually, but I've got it on a 40 to 50 gallons. So this moss here, see this? I'm gonna put this into the tank with all the rainbow fish, and that they'll lay their eggs on that. It'll be like a spawning mop because that input right now or output doesn't go nowhere. So yeah. The other fish, along with the chocolate gouramis that are pretty cool, are the sparkling gouramis. They're a beautiful little fish. They'll eat planaria and other little scuds and bugs and things like that really well for you too. The other thing is they do lay eggs in a bubble nest. The male in this tank, one of them, was laying eggs back up here. See if there's any up here today. He's laying them back up in here and up here. I don't see any eggs right now. No! One of my CPDs is definitely not alive. That's not good. That's a bummer. Bummer, man. I wonder what killed it. Bummer. Okay. But, you know, I saw on some of the CPDs, see that white mark on it? Right there? If it's columnaris, I'm gonna lose my mind. After moving and everything going so smoothly, if I got columnaris, man, I'd be upset. I don't know. Maybe I should separate him, get him out of there. What do you guys think? I don't know. Could be something else, but just that white patchy spot, not a good sign. Look at how messy the house is. No art's up. Stereo's not connected. And hopefully this week I can do that, focus on that. Oh, also, I brought over my existing tanks from outside, and then that's full of water, which is really heavy. It's a 45-gallon tote. It's not full. It's like 30 gallons of water. But it's got Daphnia, bloodworms, blackworms. I mean, just all sorts of little scuds and bugs and cyclops and whatever has grown in there for 4 years of me introducing stuff plus what it has. So yeah, well, You guys, I think you've gotten, yes, my Pleco is Hindu, yeah, with the little bindi dot on its forehead. Um, you know, I think it's going to be that time. Also, I have a local park, and if you catch fish that are under, there's a certain weight and size for warm water sport fish and minnows, and yeah, you can catch them in our state. And if they're invasive, once you catch them, you have to kill them or kill them. You can take them home. But yeah, there's a pond not even 2 blocks from me here that has perch and carp. And actually, I did a video there about the filtration of a bog and cold water bog, as it were. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this live stream. It's only going to be an hour today. I'm just still busy with the moving and unpacking, and house looks like a bomb went off. But thank you so much for joining me, guys. As always, I appreciate it. Hey, what's going on, Jason? Good to see you. And thank you for joining me, everyone from around the world, moderators. Chef's kiss to you all. And those are the 10 fish that I think they have the most personality. I've kept a lot of nano fish going on. I was writing them down, and I used to keep a journal, but I've had over 380 species of nano fish, fish that are under 3 inches, under 2 inches, more specifically. If it's like the lizard where its tail's skinny and it's like the red lizard cat, then yeah. But, those of you coming back to rewatch, thank you also. I mean, watching, commenting, all that stuff really helps, lets me focus on the channel, get better content out, and I just appreciate subscribers, members, guys, all of you that are helping this channel to keep running. I'm just so grateful. And then those of you just watching, chatting, participating, I mean, that is so great too. Thank you so much. And below are links to info and things like that. Ginger, here's too sweet. Thank you so much for the super chat, my dear. I really appreciate it. I will let Laura know that came from you. She loves you, so she'll be happy to see that. But there we go. Myrgil, thanks, buddy, and good to see everybody. Yeah, the sick fish, I know I need to move it. I think that's the key too. With that issue, it's kind of like get it away from everyone else, put it in the minnow. I'll put it in the sick fish tank, in the guppy tank, honestly. But yeah, so I've got a lot of work to do still. I got to still unload the truck and build some shelves, put them back together for my wife. So I'm going to get out of here. But if you want to support the channel, like I said, check out the link to Aquatic Arts and get yourself some fish at a 15% discount. And then that'll also go towards 8% of that will go towards giving it back to you guys in gift funds of the profits made from that. And then the audio book. If you guys want an audio book, or 2, I think you can get up to 2. Check out audible.com. It's the first link in there. I'm trying it out. I'd love to see if it works. If you guys do it, just remember to unsign up 20 days in or 30 days in, whatever it is. But that would it's like a free give Alex $3. And if you've already got Amazon products, Amazon Prime, if you've bought anything on Amazon, same company owner, and they have the same usage rights, so any data they're going to take from you, I mean, they're not going to send you junk mail, but yeah, I'm sure they do use your metadata. So in all fairness, everyone does that. Xanadudu, thank you so much. Fish Room and Research Fund, I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll get the microscope set back up. We'll get the green screen back up. I've got all this footage of moving stuff too. I've got like an hour and a half of footage that I need to chop down and make into something not monstrous. I need to redo my aquascapes. I need to set up new tanks. It's just going to be it's going to be fun. It's going to be still hectic, but now everything's here at this house and I can breathe. And hopefully, like, literally, I can breathe. Like, my allergies are going to go. All right, guys, take care of your critters. Take care of each other. Take care of your plants. And let me know, of course. Yeah, hit that like button, too, while you're here. But let me know what you want to learn about next, always. Feel free to leave a comment. And take care, guys. And if you have any book recommendations on what's on Audible, let me know, because I have it and like I'm subscribed. I have been for years. Love that service because I read, but I love listening while I'm doing other work and stuff too. So I really like that. So all right, guys, take it easy and have a good, great, wonderful, awesome, epic day. Take care.